fire, 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 fire. TikTok ban them? I don't know. We'll see. What's this about?
There's a viral video going around of American men and Russian men being asked if they would provide for their wives. Every single American man said no. They said they wanted to go 50-50. One even said, she's an adult, she can provide for herself. They all mocked the idea of providing for their wives. Every single Russian man said yes. They were dumbfounded at the question, actually. One said, it's my wife, of course. They weren't like, well, it's 50-50. What's she bringing to the table? She can get a job. No, they recognized the value and privilege of just having a woman in their lives. We hear a lot of complaints from American men about modern women and how they aren't feminine, but they're not even functioning as providers and protectors. They want women to be their roommates who pay half the bills, provide a maid service for their dusty apartment, and are their bedroom buddy. When these men try to go find wives overseas, the women are always like, I'm not coming back to help you pay bills and lay down with you. Are you crazy?
Okay, first of all, I don't think you interact with those women. Can I just say that right off the bat before I tear into this guy?
See, these men want women to be feminine, but they have her out in her masculine all day doing more of the heavy lifting and providing than they do. There's no benefit to you, sweetie. If a man wants a relationship with a woman, he needs to step up instead of expecting her to become half a man because he lacks manhood.
What is that attitude, dude? No. First of all, dial it the fuck back. What? I'm sorry, you're a man too. First of all, you're not a woman. Second of all, Western women and feminism created this culture. This culture of girl bossing and like doing whatever I want to do, and I want to be the provider, and I don't want no man telling me what to do and staying at home. Russian society. Oh my god, I don't even know where to start. I am Eastern European. I am of Russian Ukrainian descent. Russian society is way more traditional than Western society is now, which is the exact opposite of what modern Western women want, which is America. They want a girl boss. They want to provide for themselves. They don't want to deal with a man telling them what to do. They don't want to sit at home and be pregnant and home bake. This is what women wanted. Girl bossing Western women fight for higher pay than men, and often get it, by the way. It's DEI. They get into college and get worthless degrees and get worthless jobs that ultimately get them, they become redundant in their job when the economy starts crashing, and then they cry about it on Twitter and complain. And another thing, girl, who is surviving on one income in 2024 without being absolutely broke in this society now? It is hard living with two people on one income. I'm doing fine. Oh my fucking god. I'm talking about two people on one income. It's extremely difficult, especially with a child. In Russia, you can live on one income. You can live okay. You can live just fine. With one income, with like a man working a full-time job and a mom taking care of the house, you won't be able to buy luxury goods and stuff, but like you're going to be able to afford groceries and taking care of your child. It's unbelievable, man. It's just like so ignorant. It's infuriating. I can't stand people that talk like this, also about cultures they don't understand. Next, they're gonna be talking about like Saudi Arabia and how they can't go there because they're gay. I can't go there because they don't like the gays. They should like the gays and have it the same as here. It's like, well, can't do that. Sorry. TikTok rage bait? No, I don't even think this is rage bait. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think this is rage bait. I think they're just really, really ignorant. Dude's car looks expensive. Yeah, it has a sunroof. I don't have a sunroofed car. My car's from 2009 from my parents. Like, man, you're privileged. I play it one more time, but like, I don't want to listen to their voice. It's always like the white savior thing. Like, oh my God, these women, they just, these men are so bad for asking this. You realize that America used to be more traditional. It used to be like that. You would be able to provide working as a milkman in the 1960s and 70s. You would be able to provide for a wife and a kid starting off and buying a house with a mortgage on it. You can't do that in this day and age anymore. And you didn't have to go to college. That's actually such a good point. You didn't have to go to college and get a stupid degree that's worthless. Or have like 20 years of experience for a starting job. I mean, people joke and stuff, but you could unironically work a very basic job, like a mailman, and provide for a wife and a child, or she's pregnant and it's on the way. You could very comfortably, like, normally live like a normal human being and have a house. It wouldn't be like, you know, a fucking mansion, sure. But it's like, you know, a 2-bedroom house and like, you know, and outside of the city, and you could have a job. It's so disgusting. I hate this attitude. And it's also like really like phobic. Like saying that men that go to Eastern Europe and saying that all women say, oh my God, you can't provide for me. Like, why am I sitting at home and doing this for you? I don't want to go to work and you're doing nothing. That's not what happens in traditional households. You have a job as a traditional woman to take care of the children and make the house nice and cook and clean. That's how it works. If you don't do your job at home, your husband is going to get unhappy. I'm not even talking about like the horrible reality of the 1970s where they beat them. I'm talking about just like, hey, if I came home as a woman and I had a stay-at-home husband or something, I would be pissed if like the fucking house wasn't clean or the food wasn't ready and I had to cook for myself. I'd be fuming. I'm just like being empathetic. It's so fucking stupid. Or like the baby's like shitting in a diaper and it's not clean. Like, I'd be fuming. It's so ignorant. Would you beat your husband? No, I wouldn't beat my husband. I'm saying, like, in a basic, like, story setting. Beat his meat? No, I wouldn't do that. No, but, like, I just... Chat, if you were a stay-at-home husband, would you try and take care of the house? Like, would you do that? Would you take care of the kid? Do the laundry? Do the dishes? And... I don't know, burp the baby, change his diaper, and like your woman comes home, she's tired, and she's like, honey, what's for dinner? Like, you'd play both roles, right? You would be more empathetic. I have to play COD with my bros, the diaper can wait. No! And then that's where I go, oh, you piece of shit. I'm joking, by the way. Domestic violence is not funny! It's not funny! We're laughing, but it's not funny. It's a very serious subject. Anyway. I just think there should be some... It's not the same going to work for 8 to 12 hours and coming home and you find your husband or wife that sits at home with a child and not having anything done. They're just playing video games. No, I don't think that's fair. That's what the problem is. It's right now in Western culture is that both sides are working their asses off. They're mad at each other for, you know, not doing the house chores, and then there's fights about it. I've talked to plenty of women at my old 9-to-5 job, and they'd complain like, yeah, we both work and we have to take shifts and I have to do the dishes sometimes and he has to do the dishes, and then sometimes we get into fights over who has to do the dishes today, and that weighs on them. Does that make sense? It contributes to relationship problems if you don't have like an amazing communication system. And amazing communication systems break apart when you get tired. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you only have so much paid vacation or whatever, it makes it harder for you to like register things happening when you come home. And they take too long to build. I'm just even talking about like on a basic fundamental level. If you have the perfect relationship and you want to communicate with your significant other, I'm assuming, if you get tired, you make mistakes. It's why, you know, if you go to tired on your job, you're also more likely to make mistakes. Yeah. Anyway, fucking cringe. This shit makes me so upset. It's like shitting on both sides too. You're so ignorant of both sides of the equation. Oh my god, Russian women is so much better because like they say, yeah, absolutely. The man says that you should provide for the woman. It's like, yeah, because the woman sits at home and they can actually afford to sit at home. And there's nothing wrong with it. Now, there's actually a culture of shaming women who are homemakers. I was joking in a video a while ago and saying like, yeah, man, like baking cookies, like that's what a stay-at-home wife should do. Like, I guess I was being like mean, but like for comedic effect. But you should be doing the chores, and like if you're gonna be a homemaker, make sure that you're a trad wife and like cooking and cleaning and doing the laundry, and then you can just do whatever the fuck you want. They're handmaidens and whores and not empowered. It's not true. Belarusian woman. No one could be a homemaker. Sucks to be the kids. Oh my gosh. When my mom had to go back to work to basically compensate for, my mom had to go back to work even though she was a homemaker, but she was a teacher too. We were privileged enough to have my mom stay at home for a good portion of my childhood. But when I had to come home to an empty house and I had a key around my neck that I would wear every day, I wouldn't put it in my pocket because my parents knew I'm a dum-dum. I enjoyed it more when I would come home and my mom's just there watching TV or something, or like she had food ready. Otherwise, I'm like sitting at home waiting for my parents to come home, and I kind of hated it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was like, yeah, the first couple of times you're like, yeah, no, I can watch TV straight away. But then it kind of hits you after a couple years. You're like, wait a minute, this actually kind of blows, to be honest. Like, yeah, I can go watch TV instead of doing homework because no one's gonna yell at me, but I loved being home alone. I could goon. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Anyway, if you weren't a hardcore gooner, it was kind of sad. Because my parents would come home like an hour or two after I'd come home. I don't know. I missed it. I do. I did miss it when I had my mom home. Yep.